My name is Yukinori Kawae, an Egyptologist. Our discussion today revolves around ancient Egypt and UFOs.
UFO について話をしたいと思います。
Stories suggesting that aliens constructed the pyramids abound. Yet there have been claims regarding depictions of extraterrestrial spacecraft at the Seti I mortuary temple in Abydos. However, I can confirm these are unfounded. My intention isn't to single-handedly disprove all things esoteric, but I believe an Egyptological viewpoint is crucial in examining this topic. Interestingly, several individuals within the Egyptology and archaeology community were initially attracted due to their fascination with the occult. My mentor, the American archaeologist Dr. Mark Lehner, and I were among them. Drawn by the hypothesis that the descendants of the super-ancient civilization Atlantis might have built the Sphinx around 12,000 years ago, he journeyed to Egypt. However, upon arrival in Egypt, the esoteric can become less exciting. Often it doesn't lead to any substantial conclusion, which is why many of us delve deeper into the archaeological aspects. Yet I still frequently encounter questions like, are there not spaceships depicted in those Egyptian reliefs? Let's explore this further. This temple is quite stunning. Known as the Mortuary Temple of Seti I, it contains 7 sacred sanctuaries dedicated to various deities such as Osiris, the god of the afterlife, Amun-Ra, the national god of Egypt, and other gods like Horus and Isis. These were sites of worship for the ancient Egyptians. In my opinion, it represents one of the most magnificent temples across Egypt. And as you can observe, it is remarkably well preserved. Sunlight still streams through the ceiling, creating a vivid connection to ancient times. Impressively, while this temple hails from the era of Seti I, around 3,200 years ago, it features elements reminiscent of an earlier temple situated behind the main structure. Known as the Osirian, this structure might appear to predate the New Kingdom era of pharaohs like Seti I and Ramesses II at first glance, harking back to the Pyramid Age. This has intrigued not only scholars, but enthusiasts from diverse fields. Within this temple, you can find reliefs like this one. See here? Many might suggest it depicts a UFO. However, it does not resemble a UFO, right? A helicopter, perhaps? I'm afraid not. At first glance, it could be mistaken for an old UFO. Now let's explore why it bears similarity to modern helicopters. To Egyptologists, it's simply an instance of palimpsest. These are, in reality, hieroglyphs written in the ancient Egyptian language. Let's scrutinize the text closer. You can see it here in this form. We have 2 distinct hieroglyph texts here. One of them appears like this. It signifies the name of Seti I, the pharaoh who commissioned this temple. Ancient Egyptians had several names akin to titles or epithets. The text continues to the side, but it's truncated. Here should be a part of Seti I's name, the mighty bull. The phrase, the people of the 9 bows, typically denotes foreign or hostile peoples. The inscription implies that the mighty bull expelled these foreign peoples.
9つの弓矢の民異民族を追い払う者っていうふうな名前が書いてます。でこの後ですね、
When Ramesses II, Seti I's son, ascended to the throne, he often plastered over and reinscribed the names of earlier kings on their temples, such as his own and the Seti I mortuary temple.
王様の神殿とかこのセティ一世総裁でもそうなんですが、そういったものを漆喰でモルタルなんかで塗って自分の名前をその上に書き直したんですね。
It's widely believed that Ramesses II was assertive and would erase the names of preceding kings to replace them with his own. However, this act mirrors ancient Egyptian ideology, where a newly crowned pharaoh would inscribe their name on monuments left by their predecessors, symbolizing metaphorical rebirth or recreation.
なんでしょうね、再生再創造するというような意味で名前を書き直したりするっていうそういった思想があります。そのためにここを
This is the rationale behind Ramesses II's name being inscribed this way. First, Seti I's name was covered with plaster. Then Ramesses II's name was superimposed. The section was initially meant to be connected to the preceding name. The lower part features the hieroglyph for Committe, signifying Egypt. Essentially, it represents the idea of protector of Egypt, or guardian of Egypt. Next to it, another hieroglyph, characterized by a mountain-like shape, stands for foreign lands, or foreign countries. And in its plural form, it signifies multiple foreign lands. Another hieroglyph, interpretable as the one who restrains, is present here. Thus, the fusion of Ramesses II and Seti I's names, due to erosion, creates a UFO-like appearance. This amalgamation of two different texts can appear UFO-like if observed in part, but it is merely a palimpsest.
見ると UFO みたいになってるんですけれども、これは本当に心霊写真、以上のものではない、わけですね。そういった意味で
So, while it often becomes a topic of conversation,
出てくるものではあるんですけれど、
it's simply the result of the overlapping names of the two kings.
重なって
The original section covered with plaster and sealed has become exposed, taking on this form.
削られて、塞がれていたものというのが剥がれ落ちて、こんな風になってしまっているということになります。
In Egypt, there are numerous instances of palimpsest, and it is fascinating how people manage to identify them. However, they are often misinterpreted. I look forward to further exploring and clarifying esoteric phenomena, discussing that they are often something entirely different.
思います。